working on a piece of the underarm serve. Do you feel there is a tipping point of the perspective of the underarm serve? So it was always a bad sportsmanship, and now it's a bad sportsmanship, and now it's more a tactical weapon. How do you look at it?
Well, I mean, it's a total legitimate shot. I see no reason to be angry with it. If you want to do an underarm serve, that's totally fine. When I'm playing, the way I return on clay is quite vulnerable for a good underarm serve, but I'd rather have an underarm serve than someone serving 210 at me. So I think, sure, bring it on, and I have no issue with the shot.
Hey Casper, was there part of you that thought about not going to Geneva this year, and maybe that you'd got enough out of Rome? Can you just talk through your kind of scheduling decisions over the last week?
Yeah, we definitely discussed it, especially then after reaching the final in Rome. When I won the semis, ultimately it came down to the fact that the year has not kind of been as good as I'd hoped, especially in the beginning. And, when you're on a roll, when you have confidence, I think it's good sometimes to be a little bit greedy. That was one reason why I went to Geneva. Another reason is that I don't play anything on grass before Wimbledon, so I have 3 weeks off after Roland-Garros to rest. So I want to make the most out of the clay season. And the most important factor was that I didn't really play any long matches in Rome. I played nothing over an hour and a half all the way to the final. And the final, of course, there was a risk I played 3 hours, 3.5, and are done. And then if that was the case, I would probably go to Geneva to withdraw, but that wasn't the case. So I felt like I had the energy and the motivation to play. And, I had good experiences doing that in the past. So a little bit different this year, as I didn't have a bye in the first round, and I had to play kind of straight on 4 matches in 4 days, but it's okay. I mean, I'm injury free and happy to be here, and have 2 days now to get ready for my first round.
Hey Casper, good to see you. I'm curious how you would compare that Rome final against Yannick versus some of your previous matches against him in the last year or so, and also just more specifically, sort of like what it feels like when you get into those cross-court rallies that you enjoy, and he enjoys as well, and sort of your progression in that situation. Also, what makes that situation so difficult?
Well, I think I said also after the final, the thing that makes him so good, it's that you get no kind of breathing room from any corner. So whether you're playing a forehand cross-court rally, backhand cross-court rally, you know that the ball will come at a high pace and typically quite good placed as well. So you know that if you're not very precise with your own shots, he's going to be there on top of you and punish you. And when you have that in the back of your mind, that every shot needs to be close to perfect, it's can feel extra difficult. I mean, that's just the feeling, and you don't get many short balls against him. He's defending well. He's, I think, when he arrived to the tour, everyone saw what a beautiful kind of clean strike he had already from a young age. But his physicality and his movement and defensive play has improved, I would say, the most the last 2-3 years. And that's why he's taken such a step and kind of dominating at this point as much as he's doing. So you don't really get much from his defensive positions either. So all in all, just a really, really kind of hard player to get anything from when it comes to unforced errors or worse shots, like not as powerful shots. They don't happen often. So when you get once every while, you need to take care of that chance, and if you don't, it's kind of game over. Oh yeah, my own level, my own feeling obviously was better. I was coming into the match with not many, like I said, early long matches, and I felt physically ready for a tough match, and I got kind of the great start that I wanted. I broke him right away, and unluckily or unfortunately, I didn't follow up with a good service game. But if I could get an even bigger lead early, who knows? But there's a lot of tennis to be played, even though you're up 2-0 or 3-0. So I was happy with some parts of my game that day, but towards the end of the first and beginning of second, I kind of dozed off a bit and didn't play with the same intensity and execution. So that's kind of where the match died a bit for me.
Hi, Casper. Casper, there was a very long stretch where coming to this tournament, everyone had this feeling of if you want to win this tournament, you have to beat Rafa.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering the feeling entering this one with Yannick and where he is. Do you sense that there is a similar feeling with this tournament now, or is it different to compare?
It feels similar, yes. You know, Yannick hasn't won here 14 times like Rafa did in his career, but he's definitely the ultimate favorite, you know, sweeping the whole clay court season, winning 3 of 3,000s, and this is, you know, the cherry on top of his career that he needs to kind of feel like he already has completed and won every big tournament there is. So I'm not sure how he will feel. I mean, I can imagine a bit of pressure, of course, and maybe a bit of nerves, but he is the player to beat for sure, and he is a big target on his back, but he's managed that extremely well the last months and years, so I don't see a reason why he cannot play well here, and you know, he was 1 point away last year, so definitely he's the favorite, but we are all human, and everyone who goes up against him will do their best to kind of stop him, and that goes for any player. Anyone who plays me will try to beat me. I mean, anyone who plays Sasha will try to beat him. So I mean, it's an open tournament, and it's exciting, and it will be, I think, a good edition of this year's Roland-Garros.
Hi, Casper. I was just wondering, did you get any feedback from yesterday's meeting between the players and the FFT? And also, are you planning to limit your media obligations to 15 minutes today, or just do as normal?
Honestly, didn't have any feedback because I was not here, and then I was in the match and just came in late last night, so I haven't really gotten any feedback. And yeah, plan is to do a 15-minute media day today, and to be strong together with the other fellow players who are doing the same, and just trying to send a message and use our voice and try to be as united as possible.
Hey Casper, the stats say that over the past couple of decades, players are hitting bigger and with more spin as well, of both sides. I'm curious, as a player, do you feel that, like compared to when you first came on the tour, do you feel that there's been a progression in that?
Yeah, I think I've spoken quite openly about it the last years, and it has really changed. There are certain players, I don't need to name the names, but that I felt kind of took big hitting to a next level in the last 5, 6, 7 years. And it's funny because I also talk to other players who are much older than myself, who have even more experience, and they kind of feel really the same with how big some players hit the ball now, and it has obviously changed a bit the dynamic in the game. And my feeling, who is someone who likes to play a bit more for the rallies, I've kind of been forced to play sometimes, or at times, a tennis that to me is not as comfortable as the way I like to play, and that's good, I guess. I in a way it makes you improve and makes you think in another way, but and ultimately it's good that tennis is improving, but it's definitely a big change. It doesn't feel like that many players are too keen on rallying for too long anymore, and don't hold back when they see a little bit of an opening. They pull the trigger, and I would say that's the biggest difference, that people and players go earlier for bigger shots these days than what they used to do. Thank you. All right.